Take it away, Abe.
Okay, someone on Quora recently asked the question, do you believe that in a relationship there is always one person that is more in love than the other? Yeah. Oh, y'all don't like the people on Quora, because that's exactly what they said. Okay, there was like an overwhelming amount of people that said yes, just like our audience did. So I'm curious, ladies, do you believe that in a relationship there is always one person that is more in love than the other? And obviously for us that are in relationships up here, that, like, I had to think about this.
Yeah,
like, if you had to say who's more in love with the other, that gets awkward, no?
Doesn't it kind of change, like, different times?
Seesaw.
You know?
Yes.
It's like a seesaw. Like, whatever space I'm in right now, yes. I might be more enamored with, more into you, right? But, you know, that might change where I'm in a different space and you're like, oh, man, man. But I consistently have dated narcissists who are only in love with themselves.
Really? No way. That's
a
serious thing. What trait do you think attracts you that have
an empath?
Patternly.
You're an empath, aren't you? Yes, that's what they say.
What y'all talking about? What's
that?
No. Explain what an empath is for people that don't know what it is.
An empath is somebody who...
So there was a therapist who said that if you want to study turtles, you go to the Galapagos Islands. If you want to study narcissists, you go to Los Angeles.
Well, they say they actually say that in order to do anything in entertainment, most of the time there is a bit of narcissism in there.
But what were you saying about empath? Because I was curious.
Well, for me, like, empaths, I feel like we're mood sticks and we can, like, sense other people's energies. And because we are emotionally sensitive, we always try to help. And usually narcissists, they like to prey on that because it's all about them, and there we are, like, oh, is everything okay?
That's literally it.
Yes.
And by the way, our table is anchored by 3 cancers who are known to be very, you guys are very connected to your emotions.
Yes. And we're empaths, and so you're givers, you know, and then they're takers.
Yes.
But I feel like the idea of loving in a relationship, you know, I wouldn't want to be with somebody who, like, because whenever I've heard that phrase, it's always made me think of this idea that they're just doting on me, you know, and I'm just like, yeah, and I don't want that. I want to be able to love them back. So when people said that in such a resounding, that's one of those times where I wish we could go in the audience and ask, because I'm curious, like,
I wonder too, how many of y'all's, if you women clapped about being in a relationship where somebody loves you more, or at least you can quantify it, how many of your moms actually told you that you need to fall in love with somebody who loves you more than you love them?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a huge thing.
A lot of women have been told that.
Yes.
In your culture?
Yeah, in my culture, it's very much told that the man, you should link up with somebody who you know you could walk away from, so that they don't have a clutch on your heart.
And a lot of people have believed that that's actually what's going to make them stay.
Yes.
What do you mean?
That will make a man, I've heard the same thing, that will make a man want you more because you don't want them
so it's
as
like
much.
He's chasing?
Yes. Correct. And they say men are predators, so they're the predators in relationships. Like, they like the chase.
Right.
Yes.
And if there is a woman that is always like, I love you, but I love me more, that is considered to be very attractive to certain men.
Yes. But the problem is when it comes to... When it comes to the availability that love can have, if you actually can sit there and quantify how much love that person is giving and hold yourself back, you're never going to experience the abundance that love can be for you.
Back in the day, there was this book called The Rules that a lot of girls followed.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
Well, no, I was actually going to ask you, Jeannie, that's because you... And even you, Adrienne, we talked about different love languages.
Yes.
And sometimes just because you love differently, people can perceive that one person loves the person a bit more.
How do you quantify that I love you more than you love me? Like, how can you decide for me?
It's the walk away.
If
most people think that if you are more susceptible to walk away, you don't love them as much as the other person who will be desperate to keep you no matter what, maybe even take infidelity if they love you that much. That's usually the way it goes.
Is that really love or is that codependency?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Yeah,
well,
of course not.
I also think all relationships are different. That's why I tell people, be careful. Know who you're in a relationship with, because see, the problem is everybody thinks that relationships are just standard, and it's not.
Never.
Every relationship is different. Every person that you meet is different. That's the reason why when you meet somebody, really get to know who he is, so you can fall in love with him and you don't have to play these psychological games.
And when you just said about what your therapist said, bringing it back full circle about if you want to go look for a narcissist, you go to LA. If you're that type of person in a relationship where you actually want that person to love you more, you just might be that narcissist.
Ooh.
Because there's only narcissists that want that type of relationship.
Mic drop. Jam on them.